welcome to Living Magically. I'm your host, Michelle Orwick, and this is the most beautiful week of the first week of Libra. We are just exiting the autumn equinox, which is also the beginning of Libra season. So we're now entering shadow period, where every day gets a little bit darker every night. The days become shorter and the nights become longer. And with that, we find this energy of balance that Libra is always looking for. It's ruled with Venus. So Venus is its ruler. And so we're talking energy of love. We're talking the energy of money. And we are talking the energy of new beginnings. And of course, right now we're halfway between eclipses. We had a very, very intense full moon eclipse, partial eclipse last week, and then the equinox over the weekend. And now we are sort of in that stabilizing place as we move into Libra season and we get ready for the new moon eclipse next week on the 2nd of October. We have a new moon eclipse that is in Libra. So right now we're kind of in this liminal in between. And there's an energy that's very specific between eclipses. So I always want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself. And because this is really a final energy from a period of time that was all the way back in 2017. So what are you completing? What are you ending? And what are you finalizing? There's probably a little bit of fall cleaning energy going on in your world where you're spiritually cleansing things, you're letting go of things. You might be feeling like you need to organize and beautify. And also it's a good time for really feng shuiing your relationships too, because as we come into this new season, we start a deep beginning next week. So what is it you're going to be intending with the 2nd? What are you planning to be energizing and bringing forward? In fact, I have this lovely road opener candle going because for me, it's a time of clearing the path, removing the obstacles, path clear, obstacles removed, everything's going my way. And so that too is, what do you need to finish, finalize, let go of so that you can be really ready for this new moon? Because whenever you have the solar eclipse after the full moon eclipse, it's called a dragon head eclipse, which means that this series is beginning. It was the end of something and the beginning of something else. So we're starting next week with the 4th quarter of 2024 with an eclipse. So it's really what is being asked for here, and how are you going to respond to that? So I know that this is that in-between place. So if you are local to Orlando, I do have an eclipse integration event tomorrow. We're going to be at the Center Street, A Place for the Heart in Altamont Springs. It's going to be a beautiful sound healing. We're going to have Egyptian oil anointing. My friend from Egypt is here, Hatem. So if you do have any questions about our trip next year, we are literally 1 year out from that dream trip that you might be thinking about taking to Egypt. If that's something you want to know more about, if you want to meet Hatem, come on out tomorrow night. We have a few more tickets left, not that many. So if it's something you want, go ahead and get your tickets right away. It's a very affordable event and we'd love to see you in person. In the meantime, I have one coaching spot available. If you want to have this massive transformation, it's considered a 90-day period of time before the end of the year, 3 months. So it's the amount of time for one of my transformational Living Magically coaching programs. And I have one slot available. So if that's calling to you, send me a message and we'll have a conversation and see if that's just right for you? Are you ready for this big breakthrough? Are you ready to really stake your claim for 2024? Are you ready to be a part of this new world order? Because that's what's happening. And whether you do a coaching program with me or if you're just working through this on your own, who are you becoming? What are you embodying? This is the perfect time. Who do you want to surround yourself with that's part of this energy? Because we are spring cleaning our relationships, or in this case, fall cleaning our relationships. What must move on? Who needs to be cleaned up? And maybe you have some energetic boundaries you need to set right now. And maybe it's your relationship with yourself and your body that you need to focus on even deeper. I see a lot of people going inward because it is shadow season. It's the beginning of the 6 months where the sun will be shorter in the daytime than the other 6 months of the year. It's really longer nights and shorter days. And so we tend to turn inward. We tend to start focusing on ourselves. And what do we need? What have we been ignoring? What have we been putting an outward focus on other people? Now is the time to really center on who you are, what you need. And I would say it's even a time for extreme self-care, which I'm a huge fan of, obviously. And so if this is something that you're feeling, check in with yourself and see what is coming up, and make a few action steps with this new moon that's coming. Plan what is the one thing that you could be putting into motion that helps you with make your dreams come true. It's really the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I was at dinner last night and we were talking about the fact that this Pluto transit is its last time that we have Pluto in its placement before we move into the 20 years of it being in Aquarius. And so this is that last vestige of an old way of being, and a way we've known our entire lifetime is coming to an end. This is the end of something that is over 2,000 years long. It has been the age of Pisces for 2,000 years. And now we're coming into the age of Aquarius, which is new thought, a new mind, a new world order. It's unity consciousness. It's spirituality. It's creativity. A major word right now is creativity. And what is being brought forward in your heart, in your mind's eye, in your life that's going to bring you joy. And also what's going to bring you peace. Because sometimes before we can get happy and peaceful, we must release that which is in dissonance, that which is out of order, that which is broken. You know, I see myself letting go of things in my world that are broken, and maybe I was always going to fix them or paint them or sew them back together. And at this point, I'm just letting go of that which isn't really the version of me that, you know, inspires me. So look at whether it brings you peace. Look at whether it brings you creativity. Look at whether it brings you inspiration. Because this month, ruled by Venus, is going to be about those things: love, inspiration, creativity, relationships, beauty, and balance. And with all of that said, it's a time to get really intentional and to make some decisions and put that line in the sand and take those action steps. This is still that thinking week. I would say this is a more balanced week than it was chaotic with the eclipse last week. So we're starting to come into that balance now that we're in Virgo, out of Virgo season and into Libra season. So as we come into balance and as we get closer to this new moon, what action steps are you going to put in place next week and the week after as this new energy comes forward? What do you have to do to just really anchor and be that higher frequency, be that version of you that brings you joy and peace and creativity and love. So with all of that, I wish you a magical week. If you are interested in our Samhain Celtic pagan Celtic shamanism weekend, we have a special running just until the 1st of October. So it ends really this week. If you want the extra special pricing of our shamanism weekend, Celtic shamanism weekend at the end of October. So if that's something you've been looking at, now is the best time for the pricing. And with all of that, have a beautiful week and live magically.